I messed something up on this, and I do not understand what.
I also own a farm.
Here we go. You're now watching the 2024 season of Farming with Duffy Ag.
Welcome back to the channel. We just pulled up, just got back from being with my daughter. So I haven't even read any comments because that video is not out yet, so I don't know. But like I've said before, that side of my life and everything else like that, maybe someday it will be more shown. But as far as respecting my daughter's mother's wish of not being on the YouTube channel and not being in the public eye, I respect that and I understand that. So yeah, Larry actually came over and plowed the driveway in the storm. We're gonna jump in and plow it out some more because Isaiah came back in with my trailer. They actually went to Ohio, and I'd like to clean it up some before it melts down and then freezes again. Isaiah said once you get up top here, the wind's really blowing and it gets a little creative. Oh, it looks like Wesley must have been on the ATV or something, so I don't know if we got any packages or what, but I went grocery shopping in between. I don't even know where my tractor is. Oh, he parked it in the shop, I think. Maybe. It's not here. Interesting. I don't know. So, alrighty. I gotta unload groceries and we are gonna get into our day. So. Okay, we're not doing so hot already. Well, Yanko just killed a rat, which is good. We do have a barn cat somewhere, if not two. Alrighty, we're gonna plow the driveway because Larry plowed up here so that I could get in if I came back and whatnot. He actually put the tractor back in the shop. Right now, pipes are frozen going into my house because it got that cold. I think it got down in 10s or something like that. And the heater was on in the one room, but the cord was unplugged going to the house because I was like, oh, it's done with spring. But let me check the calves. Let's go see how they're doing. So the camera came in wicked clutch. Eufy camera. I'm hoping to do more with them. I don't know if we will. That is all part of the marketing side of it. But very, very happy with how well that camera came out. Being able to zoom in and see stuff and do stuff. So, how are you guys doing? You got any hay? It's okay. I know Ethan came. Hey. I know Ethan came. I know Isaiah came over. Robert. Oh, that gate's shut too. I don't know if somebody shut that or if the wind shut that. That's the first. I'll jump in there. And Larry, everybody fed you over the time. You still got a little bit of hay. But today's plan, get them going. Hopefully the water lines are not broke yet. I think they're just frozen. So I got the heater on there in high. You can see the heat coming out the door. Actually, I should shut that. We're gonna get this started, pulled up, and throw the parts in that we got for it. As far as the dynatard solenoids and stuff like that, hopefully we'll be in a good place. I did get some tools to hopefully get that stripped one out, but let me get them fed and going from there. So I guess it was a low of 13 is what we had. And then, what are you doing? You happy to be back? I'll drop a picture of what Yanko is doing well.
Can I get a chicken burger with that? What was that, sweetie?
He said he wants a chicken burger with rooster sauce.
Okay. Chicken burger with rooster sauce. Yeah, chicken nugget. So...
Can't you hear him? He said he wants the chicken nuggets.
Appreciate the Livingstons watching them. So we've been to Railview a few times and they watched them while I was in the hospital and stuff like that.
But it's supposed to be 50 tomorrow. I think today's supposed to get to like 38 or something. I don't even know. Let me get the weather back up. 43 today, 50 tomorrow. Right? Oh, 44 today, 50 tomorrow, 57 in rain Wednesday, 47, so on and so on. So all this snow is gonna melt, but I do gotta clean it up. Well, I gotta clean the driveway up some. But let me get this Mac started up. We do have the A to fix, which somebody said leave it, it gives it character. So we're gonna do that. You guys have a good time? Yeah. And then I'm gonna plow the driveway out a little bit. It is super bright out, but previously, I never showed you guys any of this. Here's what we got. So for that truck, we got an A. We got the solenoids for the Dynatard, hoping that that's good to go. That's your intake and coolant on the bread box. And there we have a full set of gaskets for valve covers and everything else. So hopefully we're good there. This is actually a Mack PTO right here. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. So this is going on the semi. This is actually the larger of the two. So I don't know exactly what, I don't know, but should be good to go. We got to get an air set up to actually engage it. But it slides in and that allows it to continuously spread, which is going to make a big difference. So we're gonna have some opportunities. I'm gonna get the 27 started up. It's a gorgeous day outside. It's just yeah. It's just been cold. We have water back in the house. So, and I'm not the only one that has frozen something. I've seen some other manure pipes and stuff like that. Granted, I was away and it got cold. We knew it got cold. Let's get some things plowed out. How are you doing? I missed you. If I had really thought about the weather and everything else, I would have put the snowplow on, but we still haven't fixed that shoe. But I figured we were done with plowing big snowstorms. So here we really only got like 8 inches of snow. I know some places got a lot more than that. You guys can keep it. But then it turned into rain. And once it turned into rain, it kind of just made it all packed down. I'm trying not to drive off the road right now. If I drive off the road right now, I will not be very happy. Yeah, I'm over snow. Hopefully that's the last storm of the year. Last year we had the same thing. We had that freak storm where me and James went snowmobiling for the day. That was like March 5th or something. Missed that here. Yeah. I don't know, all part of it. 27's still doing its thing, so Larry, I appreciate you coming over and plowing it out, and I know John called me and thanked me for your help. He left and on Saturday morning went to the dump and went for breakfast, and he said when he got back his driveway was all plowed out and shoveled out and it was good to go. So there's some good people around. Yes, we could use some tire chains, but do we really need them? No. If we get to that much snow, we will put the 75 on the blade and rock and roll. trying to clear it up because if the sun gets out, it will melt all that top stuff. And I'm letting that other truck warm up in the meantime. They went to Ohio, and he tried to bring it back, and it was just so icy up at the top of the hill, he couldn't make it any further. So I don't know where my trailer actually is right now. I used to enjoy plowing snow. I thought it was fun, be up all night pushing snow around. Now I think it's one of the dumbest things in the world, because it's just gonna melt anyway, so it's just a waste of funds. And I get it, I moved to New York, where I used to live. I think it snows more there than out here, but I don't know. It used to, at least. Ocean and whatnot. What the effects of that. But, yeah, at least we don't have alligators and tornadoes. And spiders. Big spiders. But I feel like plowing snow is such a waste of time. I know there is some people that absolutely love plowing snow. No money like snow money, right? Until a year like this, but snowstorm in late March is, in my eyes, is just a waste anyways. I know there's been a few people that have said, oh, late snow, that's like cheap free fertilizer. Yeah, there's the rumor of like nitrogen coming down, you gotta plow it in, this, that. At the end of the day, we don't need any more, we need less moisture, because all our fertilizer just goes bye-bye anyways. So leaching off nitrogen when it's rains like it's never gonna stop. We're actually drying out a little bit. So well, I am done pushing snow for right now. I'm gonna let the rest of it melt. I'm just cleaning up the last little bits in the driveway. Then we'll jump in the silage truck, flip the hood up, get the snow off of it, pull it in the shop, and I'm honestly hoping 50-50 shot that those solenoids work the way they should. That truck doesn't have super high oil pressure, but it should have high enough that it should work. So it will run pretty good oil pressure, but on a long day when oil gets hot, it gets thin. After running low idling, it gets unhappy. But first things first. Probably the easiest, most rewarding thing. Let's pop the hood open, swap the A's. That way we got a Mac again instead of a M sideways A CK. Oh, I forget what size those are. Oh, I did get tools on the way back. I felt good for myself. Went shopping spree now. Got a few tools, just some minor things. Keep filling the toolbox with stuff. So I should grab those at some point. What did I just put in my hand? Ow. Yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of organizing here. I'm still missing a ratchet, and I do not know where it went. Oh, that's a much better letter. At some point, maybe we'll buy a whole set of letters, but probably not. But let's see how chromed up that one is. And yeah. We were like this before, and now we're like that. Alrighty, so we got that done. That is trash. I'm trying to remember exactly what I'm doing here. All my bolts are out all over places and things and stuff. But we'll get, front valve cover is not actually on. Pop that off, put the solenoid on, start the truck. Truck runs like 30, idling once it's warm, 30 to 40 psi. I don't know if that's really enough oil pressure. So how Dynatards use oil pressure in that upper rocker shaft goes out and goes to the actual rocker arms, and then holds the exhaust valves longer, allows the exhaust valves to come up, so the spring on it, so then it slows the truck down that way. Oh, we got a little bit of snow in here from when we popped the hood open. Tried to get all the pieces. This does need an oil change. We need to go all the way through. So I want this truck running good this year. No issues, stuff like that. So that's what we're working on. Let me see this valve cover here. I just put, yeah, the nuts are just loose, or the bolts are just loose. There is no gaskets left because we took those off last time. Oh, that one was nice. Well, now that the turbo and manifold are warm, it makes it extra fun. Need my stool. There's my stool. Okay. Now I can see what's done. There we go. So let's get that right out of there. So what we previously did was, we've done a little bit of Jake brake, and they're not Jake brakes, they are Dynatard. So Dynatard is max engine brake, is how it works out. And with that being said, hopefully you guys can see something that's going on here. Can you see anything? There we go. That's a little bit better for you guys. This solenoid here messes with the exhaust valves. So that is controlled by electronic in. You can manually push them down, and that should basically, it changes the spacing in the valves on the exhaust to slow the truck down. So that is what goes on there. There is a lot of stuff going on here. Yeah, we're gonna clean this up so we see any leaks, stuff like that. We do got some places that we gotta put some hose clamps. But let me get, and we did do the engine brakes on, the engine brakes, the Dynatards on the Superliner, and those things are mint now, so I'm excited for that. But let me get a wrench. We'll take this off and swap with the other one, and then we'll see if it works. I'm hoping it will work. So this is a 2-valve motor. The Superliner is an E6 4-valve. Yeah, more airflow on it, stuff like that, different heads. But Dynatard heads are different. They got different oil passages than other heads, and that is how oil gets to the right points where it should be, and so on to work the way they should be. I'm sitting here days later. I talk about it in the video a little bit further out. I actually got Mac Dynatard engine brake book off of eBay. So let me give you guys a little rundown better, because my terminology was not at all. I was trying to do stuff and think at the same time. Dynatard, the Dynatard system causes the engine to act as an air compressor, which increases friction, horsepower, or retarding force, which slows the motor down. So instead of being a combustion engine, it's a compression, or air compressor, pretty much. So it fights it. But yeah, where is it? Air compressor by operating the exhaust valves near the top of the compression stroke, following the compression air to expand the exhaust manifold, increasing
or instead of acting against the piston in the downward force. So it is a hydraulic rocker. That's really what it is. And here is the actual picture: hydraulic latch adjuster. So oil passages go into that, and it's a piston with a spring, to give you guys an idea. But that changes what the valve clearance is, or the lashes, as far as the rocker arms. But gives you a little bit more rundown. There's the oil flow, and here's how it goes through everything. So yeah, I got this afterwards, but I figured laundry's done. I got this afterwards, but I figured I should give you the rundown of it, because I'm sitting here editing this video and it does not come out nearly what was in my mind, and I was trying to wrap my head around a few things and do some stuff at the same time. But we have all of the information, so let's keep digging on it. And yeah, I might jump back into you guys because I think I touch on it. A Dynatard engine has a different camshaft than any other Mack E6 engine. So I'll give you a picture of it right now. Here's how it is: 25 degrees, 85 BTC, and then 143. So it's got a different lobe to it than a conventional one. So you guys will learn a little bit more on why I said that. Okay, the only thing I don't like is how short this wire is on these new ones. I guess we're gonna find out. Put those up there. I'm sure there's a special wrench that makes this so much easier than a regular wrench. Probably with some of my stubby wrenches might work better. Let me see a stubby wrench. So a 3/4 wrench goes there. That just loosens it up. These are actually, they're wider and larger. There we go. So previous ones are much longer cord. They got to reach over to it. Definitely the same ones though. So if we got to make that cord longer, so be it. But hopefully not. Oh, we might be perfect. Oh, it works. Ready? It's just got to have more oil pressure, or we got to adjust the valves. Okay, we're making a mess because of the oil coming out the side of it, but okay, I think we got our issue. So I got it at top dead center on cylinder number 1, which gives me, we got a little bit of play. We have a ton of play. So it should still be 24 thousandths, and it is not even close. I don't know how to show you guys this, but yeah, let's see. Put you guys underneath here, throw you in there. So here's where we're at, and don't be throwing stuff like that, Chris. It is it might be 3 times as much. So we gotta loosen this up. It's the same general concept, but inside this allows that valve to adjust. Well, we made a specialty tool to get those out.
to get the dynotards out. That's our new wrench. And I went and grabbed the second solenoid, and I didn't realize there's a bag of stuff. This one's got it too. So there's a bag right there. There's a metal one in this one for some reason. I believe these are the same numbers. I don't know why they're... Ooh, they're not. Huh. Interesting. I'm gonna have to do some digging on that. But there's an O-ring, and I pulled 2 broken O-rings out of the motor. So I gotta call them and see if they sit on the very bottom or if that is supposed to go up and on it. Not really sure. Okay, I got safety glasses. I had safety glasses on because we built that awesome specialty tool. So I just talked to the guys at Global. 2 different part numbers as far as solenoids work the same. The only difference was one was with the right end and one we cut and put there, but it works out. So these O-rings go down in the bore, and then you put the actual solenoid in. So having 2 ripped ones probably wasn't helping us at all. I don't know what that was doing for us, but it probably wasn't helping. We're learning. Good day. And I also asked him about adjusting it. He said adjust them the same exact way as regular valves. So that front valve that is like 50 thousandths, would that be? Yeah, it's probably double if not triple. It might be triple. But let me put these in. We're going to get all the solenoids, everything rocking and rolling. So little O-rings. And then we'll start the truck now that we've found that there's ripped O-rings that I did not know about. And we'll see how it runs then, and then we will adjust them. Okay, so put that down on the bore, he said. Let's make sure it's flush. Oh, yeah. I wonder what that changes. All I know was they were ripped, both of them. Hopefully that increases our oil pressure a little bit. I don't know how much it will or won't. Oh, that specialty tool is coming in clutch. So let's just hook that there. We gotta make that wire happy. On our other one, get that one in the back. So yeah, water is dripping places, and honestly it shouldn't, but at the end of the day, we're gonna clean everything up. We don't know where the coolant leak is, but I have a feeling I got that gasket kit so that we can fix it. But I want to hear this before I go and adjust any valves. That's my big thought process on some of that. Plus it was leaking oil out of some spots, so I don't know if that has anything to do with that. But if I can hear both of them engage, then I'll feel a whole lot better. Okay. Alrighty. So they're both in. Let me get the truck started quick. It does leak oil everywhere because of how they're set up, but it is what it is. Oh, when it's got higher oil pressure, when it's low on oil pressure, which at an idle it should be low, but when it's running down a hill and you hit the engine brake, we're good to go. Okay, so that's good. We know that they both work. We're making an absolute mess up and in here. Oil's gonna get changed, but so on the Superliner, I think that motor is a lot healthier than this motor. This motor, there's a reason why I say that green truck, I'm gonna use that motor someday, and I think it's for this truck. If we get to that point. This motor, I've heard E6 is running with 5 PSI of oil pressure, stuff like that. I don't want to get to that point. So right now this thing 30 to 50 PSI. Silage truck is about 90. That other one, the green one there, that will get to 110. So cruising at like 110, maxed out 120. So we're making a mess with water dripping in, but what we got to do is adjust the valves now, rotate the motor around, get it all figured out there, clean everything up, and should be good to go. Hopefully with a valve adjustment, we will be hopefully golden. So I'm glad. That's more of a relief than I thought. I didn't think it was going to do anything. Granted, it's revved up a little bit and idles right back down, but when you're going down the hill with a load on it, motor is cranked right out. You're not on the throttle. So how Jake's work is when you're not on the throttle, you can engage them. Second you press, well, not how engine brakes work is when you're not on the throttle. If they're on, they slow the vehicle down. They slow the motor down, so they engage. But I'm pretty excited for that, honestly. Since this is a U model, it goes all the way back into the cab, as we see there. So number 6 cylinder, trying to adjust that. We actually got to climb in the cab and get it that way. So I do not know why every one of the exhaust is so far off, unless it's just with the style it needs to be adjusted. I've heard they only work really well when you keep them adjusted. I don't know if nobody ever adjusted them. Sorry, I'm hooking you guys to something. Or what, but if you got an 1.1/8 screwdriver, feeler gauges, you need one more tool as far as doing intakes, but all of the intakes have been good. The exhaust has been nothing but off. So, intake good. Exhaust, way off. So I don't know if they get weak over time. I really should buy the Dynatard book on eBay. I looked at a bunch of people and they said that's what you need. $80 eBay. We'll get it coming. That way we can know a little bit more of what we are actually doing. But let me finish up. So yeah. Oh, you guys are really up there. I don't know how much you guys can see, but it comes literally into the cab. So U model life, but same motor as the other truck, just this one has Dynatards on it, so different heads, different cam. Got everything adjusted. I am not so convinced on this. Probably should take the bar out. Using it to rotate it around. Come on. Yeah, we got a lot of oil and water on the ground now because, well, it sprays out the sides as it's cranking, well, as it's running, and then water melting from the snow. I'm not very convinced on this. We're gonna find out though. I think I'm missing something, but from what I've read and what everybody has told me, I'm good to go. So that's a dry fire. Huh. It should run now. I don't believe I'm right. Well, I messed something up on this, and I do not understand what. I know the cams on the Dynatard motors are different than a regular cam. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. I have no timing marks on anything. Just doesn't make any sense. But I just got a text message. We're going to go haul manure tomorrow again. So we're swapping around where we're going. And got to be at a farm. Then I'll get a ride to my truck. I just watched a mouse run up. No, it's a bird. Thank God. Whew. It's getting chilly, Yanko. I really wish I didn't mess with these valves. I ordered the book, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do. There's a group of individuals in the world that are absolutely fanatics on older trucks, stuff like that. And I haven't really met that many that are out this way. Once it comes out this way, it's a change of culture. But outside of Boston, up into New Hampshire, I think it's the old time construction guys that grew up
with B models and stuff like that handed it down. That it's absolutely amazing. I just spent 45 minutes of my day on a phone with some, I'm not going to say he's random. Bobby Seidel gave me his number. He's worked on Bobby's trucks. Gave me a rundown on how to adjust this properly, finding the marks, stuff like that. We did find the marks on the flywheel, on the dampener. So I'm excited for that. It's kind of, you can't really see it, so. But he's got books that he's going to probably hook me up with. He's going to come this way. He used to hang out this way. He used to motocross or motorcycle race out this way. I'm blown away by some people. I know I'm rambling, but I'm meeting the right people. Did he take the whole set? He should have. Larry was here. He got some drill bits too. But, alrighty. Now we can adjust it. Being a Dynatard camshaft makes it unique on these trucks. He's a little leery that my other truck is a 300 plus. I got to send him a picture of it because he said a 300 plus with a 5-speed doesn't make sense. A 300 plus with a 12-speed makes sense because you're not supposed to lug a 300 plus below 1500. These motors can go down, what did he say? 2 valves go to 1100 and 4 valves go to 1000 RPMs as far as lugging. So, very interesting. Learned a lot today. But I got to get some things done because we got to get further along in our day. And I want this truck out before I'm done. I'm going to try to show you guys some of this. My phone is, or the GoPro is dying. So there is marks in there. Can you see them? No. There's white painting though. So you find top dead center, which is going to be right here. And it's marked right here with that white line. And then you go 30 degrees off, so it's pointed straight up now. Because this is 15-ish here. I think that's what that is. I might crank it back and see. So now it's adjusted. So now we can do 1 5. I gotta grab my phone. I always forget. 1 5 3 4 2 6. Or no, 1 5. I never remember the order of them. I should know the order because we've done it so many times. 1 5 3 6 2 4. Very, very fun. So if you do not adjust the Dynatard engine correctly, it doesn't run at all. Did a lot of learning today. We'll pull that out and just see. It sounds a lot better. Sounded like it was running pretty good, and walked over here and realized it's only running on 5 out of 6 cylinders because we had the one fuel line removed because I was trying to figure out what I was doing. So let me put that back on, and then we're going to start it again, and then we're going to see what the Dynatards do. So, as far as the Dynatard, so that camshaft that is in that for a 4 valve is $3,000. That is why Bobby Seidel, which actually we went and picked up tires. So my spare set of tires is from Bobby Seidel. He was growing up, we were best buddies. We were best friends. Still talk quite a bit. We're busy in life. So we used to dig holes. We used to go into the quarry. We used to run excavators. We used to do all sorts of hood rat stuff back when we were like about this tall. So, let me throw that line on and we'll call it good and then see what we got. Now let's see how good it runs. I can't believe it fired up that good with 5 cylinders. That's what we like to see. So, yeah. So, here's how it's gonna go. Ready? Come down the hill. Now turn it correctly. Okay, that was a big move. I appreciate the gentleman's name is Is it AJ or is it Al? I think it's Al. So I'll put it in the comment. I'll put your first name. I'm not going to put the rest of it. So we are good on the valves. They are adjusted. The difference, if you do not adjust a Dynatard camshaft, there's like a lope in it or something. There's a weird part of it that allows it to do what it needs to do based off of that. It's not a Jake brake, and the guy said I had a set of Jake brakes for it. So we still got the potential of putting in a set of Jake brakes. He told me you do not need a Dynatard camshaft on a set of Jake brakes or to run a set of Jake brakes. So we'll probably end up at some point putting actual Jakes on the semi truck. But let me go ahead and throw these valve covers gaskets on. It's getting late. Yanko's done with being out here, and we got everything that we need to put across. I don't think I'll put the breather tube on because I think we got to take the breather, all of that off when we put the new gaskets on this side. But we got oil everywhere because, well, we've been running and figuring things out. We got valve cover on, so 3 bolts hold it down. We got new washers, which are, you got 2 sets. Yeah, we got everything in there. So if I don't throw it, and then you got your breather cover, so throw those on. Before I get too far, I want to make sure that if we put power to this, I can hear it clicking. I'm actually going to start the motor and we're going to hit that just so we know we're good. I don't want to get everything together and then be like, oh, it's out of adjustment. Let me just mess with it some more. So we got the front cover on, which we got the wire here that goes from the front to the back and so on and so on. And yeah. Love it. We got it. We got it ending bird. Alrighty. So we just got to put the back one on. And then we can hear them together, which will be cool. Yeah. Well, somebody used some silicone as a valve cover gasket, which it works, but for the cost of the whole kit, things like that, it's kind of a no-brainer getting the right gasket kit for it. Years ago, I would have done this, well, probably 2 years ago. Cut costs and things like that, but at the end of the day, there's my knife. I was wondering where that went, but at the end of the day, we're getting better at doing things the right way, and I'm hoping that this truck gives us very few issues this year. Hopefully we run it a little bit more, and hopefully having an engine brake on it's going to be all the world of difference. It's not going to be super, super good, but it ain't going to be horrible. I know the Superliner just has a healthier motor in it. And now I'm wondering on that motor that's in that other truck, so has a Dynatard switch in it, what it had. Or if it had Jakes and somebody robbed Jakes out of it, or because if it has a Dynatard camshaft, it makes it, well, something to remember. Okay, let me clean that up. Get all the junk out of it. We do have the parts washer over there, but it is actually frozen right now because of how cold it got. A lot of junk. Motor needs a good royal purple and then wash down. I want to see if, well, I want to hear it work. So we're up here. I know the switch doesn't have power always, but I can just do this, and it gets both of them going. Here you go. I'm going to start the truck. I know he gets up every time.
install the motor, I think. Nice. So when we get a little bit of daytime and some time, we got to figure out the wiring. So I got it. Somebody hooked something together. Well, the switch for the throttle is actually not working. So if we hook this right here, when you're on the throttle, it shouldn't engage. It still engages. And it shouldn't, because that throttle switch should tell it yes or no, which is kind of weird. We're gonna have to do some digging as far as what's hooked up. But if you hit this, so there's an air pressure light up there. Yeah. Oh, it was turning on and off. It was turning on and off there. I don't know, maybe it's good now. Okay, I'll take the power probe off. I'll shut this battery box up. I actually put these back on so we don't ground something out. That would not be good. And I actually jumped it across, so the clock timer, the engine hour piece is actually hooked up to it right now. So we still got to do some lights. Yeah, the LEDs are definitely brighter. Shop is an absolute mess. Yanko's tired. I'm tired. Got all the air stuff hooked back up. As far as the twin tip, everything is on. We got a coolant leak still to do, and we got to figure out the switch for the throttle, which is something that goes bad. That's easy enough to get that figured out. So I'll go ahead, close this up. The A is out of place now, and I'll back it out of the way. And honestly, we can give it a try now that it's hooked up. We can really see what it does when it's moving. So we got to trace some of the wiring back. Doing the dynatards took quite a bit more time than I thought. I just didn't honestly didn't know how to handle that cam, and now that I know, I think we're in a better spot, and it's got to be dead on, and I was not dead on. That's why there was so much slop to them. But yeah, now we're learning. So they work. I guess we got to get aired out. I'm excited for that, having some braking ability. Well, engine braking ability. High beams, low beams still work. Everything's doing its thing. That light is just on. Gotta figure some things out. So the one thing, we gotta get some more spots to hook you guys to. I hope I didn't just run something over. I think I picked everything up. That's gonna work pretty good. Day by day, we're getting closer. I did not expect that to take that long. But welcome to the world. Learned a lot today on dynatards and yeah, adjusting them. It's amazing, like snow piled up in places. So a bunch of people actually pointed out that those holes, well, dents, were bullet holes, bullet dents or whatnot. I'd have to agree. Shop is an absolute mess, and it's gonna stay that way for, well, yeah, it's foggy over there, it's smoky over there. It's gonna stay that way for a few days. Well, I would figure we gotta go do some trucking, gotta make some money. If everybody would like and subscribe, we could probably... No, we'd still have to work. Everybody thinks this YouTube thing is get rich and not do anything, but I do actually have to work to make some money. We're just hoping one day we actually make it. What are we doing here? Oh, it's... I don't know. There we go. Needed 2 hands. Alrighty. Appreciate you guys watching along. I guess you guys will see tomorrow what is going on, where we're going hauling. We got to do some shuffling. We got to do some stuff. And you guys are awesome. We're going to keep chugging along. Spring's going to get here one day. It's just not going to be here today. So, see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.